came so far from the bottom, couldn't even see the top.
Advice and confirmation for a newbie. Welcome. I'm just over a year into my QA career and finally getting the chance to start looking into automation testing. So far, I've been limited to manual visual testing, which may be due to the small projects our agency works on. But what's gotten me so far is every time I've asked about putting in automation testing, I've been shot down and told to stick to manual test only. Yet, I've looked at the repos we're putting out, and the majority of them include automated unit tests, integration tests, and end-to-end tests, which get triggered in Git actions. These are all put in place by the devs, but I'm not able to offer a hand into them. Tell me, where's the line between dev responsibility and QA responsibility when it comes to coded tests? Is it an issue with my agency, or am I misunderstanding the role of QA engineer? Yeah. First, what I would say is I feel I understand what you're saying, and it kind of sucks the position that you're in, but I think that the what I mentioned at like earlier in the stream is relevant to even if they are not letting you contribute, you still have the opportunity to learn on your own and to automate what you believe should be automated, and then maybe as time goes by, you can show that like it shows initiative to say that because like if you are just a year into it and you're starting to look into automation testing, maybe they don't trust your code yet and they don't want you to break the tests.
Message.
You know what I mean? So that might be it. Like they might not have the confidence in you yet, and that's why they're telling you to stick to automation testing. Now, a question. So let me answer your questions first, right? So the line between dev responsibility and QA responsibility when it comes to like now that's probably one of the reasons that they're holding you back from automating, because you call it coded tests. Like they're not called coded tests; they're called automated tests. So you need to get the terminology right if you want to be taken seriously in the industry. You can't just be making up your own terminology for industry standard terms, right? So with that being said, but the responsibility is generally the devs do the unit tests. Unit tests are always automated. So I mean, like I said, terminology. So the majority of them get included in unit tests. So yeah, devs do unit tests. They generally do integration tests as well, and to some extent component testing. When it comes to now, it comes to API tests, which is more a like a functional part. Like, so the functional test is when it starts to be on the QA end. So the QA engineers typically do like the functional tests, the UI tests, and they're responsible for those automated tests, right? That's where that's pretty much where the line is drawn. Also, because the only responsibility, like QA's responsibility, is not limited to writing automated tests, as you know. So when you say that you're doing manual visual testing, it sounds like you're limiting what you're doing to like you're given test cases and you follow them. Are you writing test cases and looking like, are you in it? Like, first, are you in an agile environment? Are you there contributing to the stories that are being written? How vocal are you? Are you sitting down and waiting for them to hand you something? So that's my question, to your question is, how much initiative are you showing? Because you can say like, oh, I want to contribute to automated tests, but you're not showing any initiative to actually being part of the whole process. So, and that might be why they're like holding back on you contributing. So I, I mean, it could be an issue with your agency, but you're not misunderstanding the role of QA engineer. But a QA engineer does way more than just writing automated tests. To be honest with you, a QA engineer, they own the project, right? They own the quality of the project. So they're always thinking about quality. They're always thinking about user experience. They're always thinking about the stakeholders. And their number one goal is, how can I provide the best user experience to our stakeholders, by the best user experience, it's not like the UI. You can give suggestions to it, but it's like providing to your best of your ability bug-free software, right? And one of the ways that you provide bug-free software, in addition to like your manual testing and you're writing your test cases and your test plans, it's automating. So what I would say is, even if they don't trust you yet to contribute to the code base, do you have access to pulling that Git repo locally? Because you can look at their code, you can study their code, and you can also contribute. Like, thank you, Stone Cold. So yes, you can contribute to like your learning. So you can so based on how they write their code, you can learn and you can start writing your own tests, and you keep it locally. And then like here's a trick. Here's a little trick.
Message.
You create an automated test based on their code, and then you ask the developers who typically write those tests, say, hey, what is like, I did this, but I wasn't 100% sure about it. Can you help me? Can you like do a code review for me to see like how I did? Give me some feedback. What can I do better? And like, they're gonna look like, oh wow, this is like, you're showing initiative, and that's going to help you to grow. All right. So don't get stuck by them telling you like, you're not like, the only person who's shooting you down and telling you to stick to manual testing is yourself. Because when like, if they tell me like, oh, don't do this thing that I know will provide value, like, all right, I'm gonna do it anyways, although I might not be submitting it to like the code base, but I'm gonna do it for myself. And then when the opportunity arises,
Message.
and they're like, oh, I wish we had this, like, oh, I was learning how to do it, and I have it, and let me know what you think, and we can enhance it, whatever it might be. So you're shooting yourself, and you don't have to stick to manual testing. Maybe for your day-to-day job you do, but I think there's tons of opportunities where you can learn from the code that's being pushed to GitHub, and you can use that to better yourself. And trust me, if you follow that, very, very soon, you will see that you're going to be contributing to the code base, and you're going to be well on your path to being one of the most amazing QA engineers. That applaud is entirely for you, my friend. So go for it.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.